He agreed to everything. It wasn't a problem. And
Wait, he agreed to everything?
I mean, you know, he said the guy who wrote the song. He didn't have a problem with it. He said
That's not what he says at all.
Since inception, the hip-hop industry has been defined by its many controversies. Perhaps one of the most significant controversies in the industry that really shocked the world was the incident in which Suge Knight, towering and formidable, held Vanilla Ice over the edge of a 15th floor balcony to get him to hand over the rights to his iconic 90s hit, Ice Ice Baby. But this wasn't like just any other controversy involving the show of strength. It was a high-stakes play for a whopping $4 million.
Talking publicly about it for the first time, Van Winkle describes a terrifying night in his suite at a Beverly Hills hotel when he says Suge Knight showed up with 6 other men.
Well, it all began in the late 1980s, when a new voice emerged on the music scene that would unexpectedly propel rap into the mainstream and set the stage for a dramatic saga in the industry. This was the era of Vanilla Ice, a young artist whose rapid rise to fame was as meteoric as it was unprecedented. With his unique style and catchy rhythms, Vanilla Ice broke barriers. It challenged the norms of a genre still finding its footing in the broader musical landscape. Interestingly, Vanilla Ice, born Robert Van Winkle, didn't just appear out of nowhere. A blend of talent, timing, and sheer determination marked his journey to stardom. His iconic track, Ice Ice Baby, became the first hip-hop single to top the Billboard charts, a testament to his appeal beyond the traditional rap audience. This crossover success catapulted him to fame and set the stage for a clash with one of the most formidable figures in the music industry, Suge Knight. A storm was brewing in the background as Vanilla Ice reveled in the limelight, enjoying the perks of fame and fortune. The hip-hop world was evolving, and new players, rules, and battles came with it. Vanilla Ice's path would cross with Suge Knight in this rapidly changing landscape. This meeting would have profound and lasting consequences for both men. Before Vanilla Ice captivated the world with his rhymes and rhythms, he was Robert Van Winkle, a young man with a passion for music and a flair for performance. Born in Dallas, Texas, and raised in Miami, Florida, Vanilla Ice's early life was a blend of diverse influences, a melting pot of cultures and sounds that would later echo in his music.
I was the opening act for the opening act for the opening act for the opener.
Interestingly, Vanilla Ice's foray into the music scene took a lot of work. His early years were marked by a tumultuous family life, frequent moves, and experiences that would shape his resilient character. Music became a refuge, a means of expression that allowed him to channel his energy and creativity. He found solace in the burgeoning hip-hop scene of Miami, a world that was vibrant, raw, and full of potential. As a teenager, Vanilla Ice started to perform, honing his skills in local clubs and venues. His style was unique, a fusion of the Miami bass sound with his lyrical flair. He quickly gained a reputation for his energetic performances and catchy beats, capturing the attention of audiences eager for something fresh and different. Before his ascent to stardom, Vanilla Ice's early life was marked by a series of moves across different states, exposing him to diverse musical influences. His interest in hip-hop and breakdancing grew during his teenage years, laying the foundation for his future career. This period of exploration and self-discovery was crucial in shaping his artistic identity. Vanilla Ice's breakthrough came with the release of Ice Ice Baby, a track that would become synonymous with his name. The song's catchy hook and memorable lyrics resonated with a broad audience, propelling him to national fame. It was a moment of triumph, a validation of his talent and hard work. However, this success also brought scrutiny and challenges as the music industry's harsh realities began to surface. He quickly gained a following, captivating audiences with his blend of rap and dance. His distinctive look, flashy outfits, and signature hairstyle set him apart from other artists of the time, making him an instantly recognizable figure in music.
And then when this man came out, who was a rapper, now was he the most skilled rapper at that time?
People argued.
People will argue.
At the peak of his career, Vanilla Ice stood at the forefront of a cultural shift. Ice Ice Baby had topped charts and broken barriers, introducing rap to a broader, more diverse audience. This success was more than just a personal victory for Vanilla Ice. It was a sign of changing times in the music industry. The early 1990s were a transformative period in the music industry, particularly for hip-hop. Vanilla Ice, at the forefront of this transformation, became an icon of this era. His album, To the Extreme, dominated the charts, reflecting a diverse audience's growing appetite for hip-hop music. With its catchy beats and memorable lyrics, this album significantly brought hip-hop to a broader, more mainstream audience. Vanilla Ice's influence extended beyond his music. He became a cultural phenomenon, influencing fashion, language, and lifestyle. His unique style, a fusion of hip-hop and pop sensibilities, resonated with young audiences, making him a household name. His impact was evident in how he bridged different musical styles, introducing hip-hop to listeners who might not have otherwise engaged with the genre. This period of Vanilla Ice's career was not just about his success. It was indicative of a larger shift in the music industry. His rise to fame reflected the changing landscape of music consumption and the increasing crossover appeal of hip-hop. Vanilla Ice's story during this time is a testament to the power of music to transcend boundaries and connect with a wide range of listeners. However, with great success came intense scrutiny and criticism. Vanilla Ice was at the center of debates about authenticity and cultural appropriation in hip-hop. His rapid ascent to fame had made him a target for critics who questioned his credibility and contribution to the genre. Despite these challenges, Vanilla Ice continued to push boundaries, experimenting with new sounds and collaborations. As Vanilla Ice navigated the complexities of fame and influence, his path crossed with Suge Knight, a figure who would play a pivotal role in the next chapter of his career. Knight, a former bodyguard turned music executive, was making his waves in the industry, albeit very differently. His approach was marked by intimidation and aggression, starkly contrasting Vanilla Ice's more mainstream persona. The encounter between Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight was more than just a meeting of two individuals. It was a clash of ideologies and approaches within the music industry. For Vanilla Ice, it was an unexpected turn of events that would challenge his career and personal life in ways he could never have anticipated. Suge Knight, born Marion Hugh, Knight Jr. emerged as a formidable figure in the music industry, known for his imposing presence and controversial tactics. Before his infamous encounter with Vanilla Ice, Knight had a history that shaped his approach to the music business. Interestingly, Knight's early life was marked by a mix of athleticism and street smarts. Growing up in Compton, California, he excelled in football. He even pursued a career in sports before turning his attention to the music industry. His transition from sports to music was driven by ambition and a keen understanding of the industry's workings. Knight's prowess on the football field was notable, leading him to a brief stint at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and an even shorter career in the NFL. However, his transition from sports to the music industry marked the beginning of his true legacy. Knight's initial role in the industry was as a bodyguard for celebrities. This job capitalized on his imposing physical presence and street smarts. This position placed him in the orbit of crucial figures in the music industry, laying the groundwork for his future endeavors. He quickly moved up the ranks, leveraging his connections and street credibility. He co-founded Death Row Records, which would become a powerhouse in the industry, shaping the careers of artists like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac Shakur. Knight's reputation for aggressive tactics and intimidation became well known, painting him as a controversial figure in the industry. The label's inception was bold, signaling Knight's ambition and understanding of the industry's potential. Under his guidance, Death Row Records quickly rose to prominence, attracting a roster of artists who would become legends in their own right. However, Knight's business tactics were often as talked about as the music his label produced. His approach was seen as unorthodox and sometimes outright intimidating. Stories of Knight's confrontations and aggressive business practices became as much a part of his reputation as his knack for spotting and nurturing talent. This duality of Knight, the savvy business executive and the feared industry player, became a defining characteristic of his career. This period in Knight's life was a prelude to the dramatic events unfolding with Vanilla Ice. It was a time when Knight's reputation as a formidable figure in the music industry was solidifying, setting the stage for a confrontation that would become one of the most talked-about episodes in hip-hop history. Knight's rise was a story of personal success and a reflection of the music industry's changing landscape in the early 1990s. His ability to navigate this world, with its mix of artistry and commerce, was a testament to his complex understanding of the industry. However, his impending encounter with Vanilla Ice would bring new notoriety and controversy, marking a significant chapter in his career. As Knight's influence grew, so did his ambitions. He was not content with being a behind-the-scenes player. He wanted to make a mark and assert his dominance in the industry. This ambition set him on a collision course with Vanilla Ice, whose success and mainstream appeal presented both an opportunity and a challenge for Knight. The meeting between Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight was not just a business encounter, but a moment charged with tension and potential conflict. For Vanilla Ice, the encounter with Knight was a stark introduction to the darker side of the music industry. With his reputation for strong-arm tactics, Knight starkly contrasted Vanilla Ice's more polished public persona. This encounter would be a pivotal moment in both their careers, marking the beginning of a complex and contentious relationship. The initial encounter between Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight was pivotal, marking the beginning of a complex and often contentious relationship. This meeting was a clash of personalities and different visions and approaches within the music industry. Interestingly, the circumstances that led to their meeting were rooted in the business intricacies of the music world. At the height of his fame, Vanilla Ice navigated the complexities of contracts and royalties, while Suge Knight sought to establish his dominance and expand his influence in the industry. The meeting itself was intense and, according to various accounts, quite aggressive. Knight, known for his intimidating presence, allegedly used strong-arm tactics to persuade Vanilla Ice to sign over royalties from his hit song, Ice Ice Baby. The specifics of this encounter have been the subject of much speculation and controversy, with different versions of the story emerging over the years. The circumstances leading up to their meeting were complex, involving disputes over songwriting credits and royalties. Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby sampled the bass line from Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, leading to a legal dispute. Knight, representing the interests of a client who allegedly contributed to the song, saw an opportunity to assert his influence and claim a stake in the song's success. The meeting itself was fraught with tension. Knight, known for his imposing physical presence, reportedly used his reputation to pressure Vanilla Ice into signing over royalties. The specifics of their conversation remain a matter of speculation. Still, it's widely believed that Knight's approach was aggressive and designed to intimidate. For Vanilla Ice, this confrontation was a stark departure from his usual business dealings. He faced a situation that was not just about business negotiations, but also power dynamics and personal safety. Accustomed to the more polished side of the music industry, he found himself in an unfamiliar and unsettling situation. The experience was a harsh introduction to the more aggressive side of the business, where negotiations could quickly become personal and intimidating. The alleged tactics used by Knight were a far cry from the boardroom negotiations Vanilla Ice was accustomed to. The impact of this meeting extended beyond the immediate moment. It became a defining event in both men's careers, shaping their career paths. For Vanilla Ice, it was a wake-up call to the realities of fame and the importance of understanding the business side of music. For Knight, it demonstrated his ability to leverage his reputation and assert his will in business dealings. The encounter also had broader implications for the music industry. It highlighted the complex interplay between art and commerce and the lengths individuals would go to protect their interests. The story of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight became a cautionary tale about the potential pitfalls of the industry, where success could attract both opportunity and exploitation. In the aftermath, Vanilla Ice's career took a turn. The controversy surrounding the encounter with Knight and other challenges led to a decline in popularity. The meeting solidified Knight's reputation as a power player in the industry, feared and respected in equal measure. The aftermath of this encounter would have lasting implications for both Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight. It was a sobering experience for Vanilla Ice that would affect his perspective on the industry and his place within it. For Knight, it demonstrated his willingness to push boundaries to achieve his goals, further cementing his reputation as a formidable and often feared figure in the music world. The conflict between Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight dramatically peaked with the alleged balcony incident, a moment that has become one of the most infamous stories in music industry lore. This incident highlighted the intense nature of their dispute and underscored the extreme measures that Knight reportedly employed.
Did he really hang you over?
Interestingly, the balcony incident is shrouded in mystery and controversy, with varying accounts of what transpired. According to Vanilla Ice, Knight and his associates confronted him in his hotel room. They allegedly dangled him over a balcony, intimidating him into signing over royalties from Ice Ice Baby. This account vividly depicts Knight's lengths to assert his control and influence. The hotel room where the incident occurred became a stage for a dramatic power play. Reports suggest Knight and his bodyguards visited Vanilla Ice's hotel suite unannounced. The atmosphere was charged with tension, a stark contrast to the glitz and glamour typically associated with the life of a successful artist.
Vanilla Ice hanging upside down, like you see his change coming out of his pocket.
The specifics of what transpired in that room have been the subject of much debate. Vanilla Ice's account, which describes being dangled over a balcony, paints a vivid picture of fear and intimidation. This alleged act was not just about asserting financial claims. It was a display of power, a physical manifestation of the pressures and dangers lurking in the shadows of the music industry.
But the truth is that, he took that money.
The implications of this incident were far-reaching. A traumatic experience for Vanilla Ice impacted his life and career. It was a stark reminder of the potential dangers lurking in the shadows of fame and success. This event also contributed to a shift in his public image, from a chart-topping artist to a figure embroiled in one of the music industry's most controversial episodes. Whether entirely accurate or embellished over time, the incident became a defining moment in the public's perception of both men. For Vanilla Ice, it was an ordeal that would haunt him, a stark reminder of his vulnerability despite his fame. The experience left a profound impact, influencing his future decisions and his view of the industry. For Suge Knight, whether he denied or subtly encouraged it, the story bolstered his image as a figure not to be crossed. In the hip-hop world, where street credibility and toughness were often prized, this incident enhanced Knight's reputation as a formidable figure, albeit with a controversial and intimidating aura. The broader implications of the balcony incident were significant. It shed light on the often unspoken aspects of the music business, where disputes could escalate into physical confrontations. The story became a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of industry dealings, especially for artists navigating the complex web of fame, money, and power. In the years following, the incident would be referenced repeatedly, becoming a part of hip-hop mythology. It served as a narrative that underscored the need for artists to be vigilant and aware of the potential risks in their professional relationships. The stories of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight, particularly the balcony incident, symbolize a period in the music industry where the lines between business and personal vendettas were often blurred. For Suge Knight, the incident reinforced his reputation as a ruthless and intimidating figure in the music world. Whether the balcony incident happened as described or was exaggerated, it became part of the lore surrounding Knight, a narrative that he did little to dispel. This reputation would follow him throughout his career, shaping his interactions with artists and industry figures. The aftermath of Vanilla Ice's encounter with Suge Knight marked a significant turning point in his career. The controversy and fear surrounding the alleged balcony incident had a profound impact on him, both personally and professionally. This period was a time of reflection and re-evaluation for Vanilla Ice as he grappled with the consequences of his rapid rise to fame and his challenges in the industry. In the wake of his tumultuous encounter with Suge Knight, Vanilla Ice's life and career underwent a profound transformation. The impact of the alleged balcony incident reverberated through every aspect of his existence, prompting a deep introspection and a reassessment of his path in the entertainment industry. Following the incident, Vanilla Ice's public persona transformed. The carefree, chart-topping artist of the early 90s began to fade, replaced by a more reflective and cautious individual. This change was not just a response to his dealings with Knight, but also a result of the broader scrutiny and criticism he faced in the music world. The impact of the conflict with Knight extended beyond Vanilla Ice's public image. It also had financial implications, with the alleged signing over of royalties contributing to a change in his financial status. The legal and financial repercussions of his dealings with Knight also played a significant role in this period of his life. Vanilla Ice was embroiled in a series of legal battles, navigating the complexities of contracts and agreements he had entered into at the height of his fame. These experiences further underscored the importance of understanding the business side of the music industry, a lesson he would carry forward in his subsequent endeavors. A gradual retreat from the spotlight marked this period in Vanilla Ice's life. The overwhelming fame and the intense scrutiny that came with his early success, compounded by his experiences with Knight, led him to seek a quieter, more grounded existence. He began to distance himself from the persona that had brought him worldwide fame, searching for authenticity in an industry often characterized by its superficiality. During this time, Vanilla Ice explored various avenues outside of mainstream music. He dabbled in different genres, experimented with new sounds, and even ventured into reality television. These endeavors were part of a broader quest to redefine himself, to find a place in the entertainment world that felt more aligned with his evolving identity. The changes in Vanilla Ice's life were professional and personal. He became more reflective, often speaking about the lessons he learned from the challenges he faced. His interviews and public appearances revealed a man who had grown wiser and more thoughtful, a stark contrast to the brash, confident rapper who had burst onto the scene in the early 90s. For Vanilla Ice, this period was also a time of personal growth. He began to explore new avenues and interests, including ventures outside of music. His journey became one of self-discovery as he sought to redefine himself beyond the shadow of his early fame and the controversies that followed. The conflict with Suge Knight also significantly impacted the music industry. It highlighted the often harsh realities of the business, where success can come with hidden costs and dangers. Vanilla Ice's journey during this time was symbolic of the challenges faced by many artists who achieved rapid fame. The founding of Death Row Records, a pivotal moment in hip-hop history, is inextricably linked to the saga of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight. The label, co-founded by Knight, became a defining force in the music industry, partly fueled by the financial aftermath of Knight's encounter with Vanilla Ice. For Vanilla Ice, the rise of Death Row Records reminded him of his tumultuous past with Knight. While he had moved on to explore new paths, the legacy of their encounter continued to echo in the industry. The success of Death Row was a testament to the enduring impact of their conflict, a chapter in his life that had unforeseen consequences on the music world. The establishment of Death Row Records, co-founded by Suge Knight, marked a seismic shift in the hip-hop industry. This label's inception, intertwined with the dramatic events involving Vanilla Ice, was more than just creating a new music entity. It was the birth of a cultural phenomenon that would leave an indelible mark on the music world. Interestingly, the creation of Death Row Records marked a significant shift in the hip-hop landscape. With its roster of iconic artists like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac Shakur, the label played a crucial role in popularizing the West Coast rap sound. This shift was not just musical, but also cultural, as Death Row's influence extended beyond the studio to shape the genre's image and direction. The funding of Death Row Records is a subject of much speculation and controversy. According to some accounts, a portion of the label's initial capital came from royalties that Knight allegedly secured from Vanilla Ice. Whether entirely true or not, this narrative has become part of the lore surrounding the label's early days, illustrating the complex and often murky financial dealings in the music industry.
You know what? That money went on to start Death Row Records. That money funded some of the greatest hip-hop music of our time. The Chronic record, funded by the Vanilla Ice. Nobody ever thought about that. How about Snoop Dogg, funded by Vanilla Ice?
Death Row Records quickly rose to prominence, not just for its groundbreaking music, but also for its unique and controversial approach to the business. The label became a hub for some of the era's most influential artists, including Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac Shakur. Under Knight's leadership, Death Row played a pivotal role in defining the sound and style of West Coast hip-hop, pushing the boundaries of the genre and challenging the status quo. The label's success was meteoric, but it was not without controversy. The aggressive and often confrontational style that had become synonymous with Knight's business practices was also evident in how Death Row operated. The label was as known for its internal conflicts and legal battles as it was for its chart-topping hits, reflecting the tumultuous nature of the industry during that period. The financial underpinnings of Death Row Records, particularly the alleged involvement of Vanilla Ice's royalties, added another layer of intrigue to the label's story. This aspect of Death Row's history highlighted the complex and often opaque financial dealings in the music industry, where success could be built on a foundation of aggressive negotiation and strategic alliances. For Vanilla Ice, the rise of Death Row Records was a constant reminder of his past dealings with Knight. The label's success was, in many ways, a symbol of the challenges he had faced and the lessons he had learned. It was a testament to the enduring impact of their encounter, a chapter in his life that had far-reaching implications in the broader narrative of hip-hop. The legacy of Death Row Records extends beyond its contributions to music. The label's story reflects the era's cultural and social dynamics, encapsulating the time's aspirations, conflicts, and contradictions. It was a microcosm of the more significant hip-hop industry, where artistic brilliance often coexisted with complex personal and professional relationships. In retrospect, the founding of Death Row Records and its subsequent journey is a tale of ambition, creativity, and resilience. It's a story about the power of music to influence and inspire, as well as the challenges of navigating an industry where fame and success are often accompanied by controversy and conflict. The saga of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight, culminating in the founding of Death Row Records, is more than just a series of dramatic events in the music industry. It's a narrative that encapsulates the complexities of fame, power, and creativity in a rapidly evolving cultural landscape. This story, with its twists and turns, offers a window into the highs and lows of the music world, and its enduring impact resonates to this day. Interestingly, the legacy of Vanilla Ice extends beyond his early hits and the controversies that followed. His journey through the peaks and valleys of fame is a testament to the resilience of an artist in the face of adversity. Vanilla Ice's ability to reinvent himself, exploring new ventures and artistic paths, speaks to the enduring spirit of creativity. His story is about his challenges and his capacity for growth and adaptation. Suge Knight's legacy, on the other hand, is intertwined with the rise and influence of Death Row Records. His approach to business, marked by both brilliance and controversy, left an indelible mark on the industry. The label's impact on hip-hop culture, from its sound to style, reflects Knight's vision and ambition. However, his story is also a cautionary tale about the costs of power and the consequences of crossing ethical boundaries in pursuit of success. Moreover, this saga underscores the transformative power of music. The events that unfolded between Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight occurred against a genre that was redefining itself and expanding its reach. Their story is intertwined with the evolution of hip-hop, a genre that has continually pushed boundaries and challenged conventions. The narrative of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight, with its blend of success, conflict, and controversy, offers valuable insights into the music world. It's a story that speaks to the enduring themes of ambition, creativity, and resilience. As the music industry continues to evolve, the legacy of their saga remains a compelling chapter in its history, a reminder of the ever-changing landscape of fame and the enduring impact of those who navigate its waters. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching.